Okay, so we are going to talk a little bit about the lesson that I taught with the persuasive, informative, and entertaining text. So, just a little bit of a reminder of what went down with that lesson. We started off with the PowerPoint, and then basically I just kind of showed them different anchor charts that I found online, and I went over those and tried to give examples of different types of text with those anchor charts. And then we went into the activity where the kids took the different types of text, and we had them partner up and go to different areas around the room and just get comfortable and with their partner cut out the little different scenarios or texts, and then put them in the right categories, and then we reviewed it as a large group. So the idea was to have them kind of working together, learning from each other in comfortable spaces around the room, and using that kind of tangible activity so that they would, be engaged with the little pieces of paper that they were looking at. And then I introduced the idea of writing the persuasive essay about being Mr. or Miss Caldwell, which we need to talk a little bit about because I'd like to see what kind of suggestions about what we want to give them, like if we want to give them information about their grades, attendance, like if we want to give them something. But I just wanted to see in general kind of what you thought about how that lesson went.
I think the lesson went really well. I really liked how you got the kids up and out of their seats. I think they like that too, sitting at a desk all day can get a little tiring. So getting them up and out of their seats, I think, was a very good idea. Also, letting them cut the different scenarios out and place them on your big anchor charts, that was a great idea as well. I also liked how you walked around the room listening for accountable talk, making sure the students were staying on task, and assisting those who needed assistance. And that one group, I think it was Quintez and Derica, they finished early, as he usually does. And then you gave him another assignment within that, which was to underline keywords that let you know why it was persuasive, informative, or entertaining. And I think that's really good because something that I try to stress in my teaching is going back to the text and finding facts. Go find the information. Go find what led you to that answer. So I think that was a good idea as well.
Excellent. Looking back, it took them a lot longer to cut those little squares out than I had anticipated. So that was kind of a challenge. At one point, I was racing around, kind of helping them cut them out to get it done because they were so focused on doing it completely perfectly, which I didn't know that would be a thing that they would be so into.
They are.
But that was funny. And then beyond that, there was a moment where I think you had stepped out for just a second, and Lillian and Quintez really
not even in the same
not
group
in the same
together.
group, but we're just getting into it with each other. And kind of my solution was Quintez was responding to my redirecting that situation, but Lillian was not. And ultimately, I just kind of was like, "You're gonna come sit up here, and you're gonna be my assistant."
And I like how you did that. Instead of saying go back to your seat, you're not following directions, we're moving her from the activity altogether. You made her your assistant, and you turned maybe a negative behavior or something that she might have saw as being a negative consequence, into something else. And I think that was a great idea. Some students. All students are different, and they have to be treated differently, and she's one of those special type students. And I think you already know that from your dealings with her, that sending her back to her seat or reprimanding her, something like that, things would have went way left. And I liked how you made her your assistant, and I liked how you did that.
Yeah, I think I've really benefited from being in Girls on the Run with her and trying to and having that relationship outside of class with her too, which has been helpful. And then so just to come back to something I brought up earlier, Do you think we should present the kids with any material for that persuasive essay, or just kind of do you think they know where they are well enough to be able to write that essay?
I do think they know where they are. Report cards are coming out here soon.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as attendance, generally those that are here are here.
Mm-hmm.
But the few that I have who are constantly absent and constantly tardy, they most certainly know, you know, who they are.
Right.
Because for one, they've gotten letters about it, and I've also, you know, kind of encouraged them, hey, we're going to have the attendance, don't you want to come, you know, I need you to be here, you live right across the street, you know, so I think they know where they are, as far as that goes.
Okay,
but
so
with the attendance, I also think that they're in the 4th grade, and it's kind of not up to them,
right,
whether they're here or not here. I think that it's their parents' responsibility to get them to school on time every day.
That's a good point.
You know,
some of them unfortunately are in charge of getting themselves up and ready and here in the morning.
They are, and I think that that's totally unacceptable, and I think that that's too much responsibility to put on a 9-year-old.
But you're right, I don't know if that should count against them so much either in this process.
I don't, because, you know, we don't know what types of home lives they have, and their parents may come here looking put together, but home life could be a disaster. And, you know, whether they're responsible for getting to school or not on time, or here daily, is their parents' responsibility.
Sure.
Now, doing your homework, that's your responsibility. Completing classwork, that's your responsibility. But making sure you're here, I think that falls on the parent, and I don't think we should penalize them for that.
Okay, well, that makes sense. I think, maybe just getting that information to them would just be creating too much work. Yeah. So. Okay, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Uh-huh.